Before we get into this week's video, the winner to the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition and any one bundle of their choosing is Hull17RW. Congratulations, and we'll be in contact with you shortly. And with that said, we are now on to today's video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video will probably be a little bit shorter than usual, but we are going to be doing another lore talk, specifically over something I have talked about on Twitter in the past, but I just wanted to make a video kind of going through and outlining my thought process on the whole thing and why I feel the way that I do about this topic. Alright, so what is this that I'm talking about? Basically, more or less, it is the legacy of Black Ops 4 Zombies now that we are in the middle of the Dark Ether storyline. Ever since this new chapter of Zombies was revealed back in 2020, I've noticed that there is this growing contention of people in the community that hold the belief that the very existence of the Dark Ether storyline has made the Old Ether's ending completely pointless. And this is a belief that I wholeheartedly disagree with. But first, let's kind of talk about what exactly people mean whenever they say that it's become pointless. The most common talking point I see, and what it really boils down to seemingly, is that the ending was supposed to put a permanent stop to the zombie threat, and now everything's suddenly come back, which in their mind completely nullifies everything that happened in the ending of Tag Der Toten. And I can't fully fault people for thinking this way, because if you don't really follow the story in a way that some people do, then this is a conclusion that most can easily come to, because it's a fairly surface level observation. So with that said, why do I feel that this is wrong? And what better way to illustrate this than Microsoft Paint? Right, so at the end of Black Ops 4 Zombies, obviously Nikolai sacrificed Ultimus and Primus to collapse the multiverse and give Eddie and Samantha a way into the new universe to live a normal life. That is the basic summary of Tag Der Toten's ending. So why did they need to end everything? And the biggest one obviously being the cycle. The cycle was put into place by Monty at the end of Revelations as a way to temporarily, so to speak, fix the paradox brought on by the blood vials. Now, the cycle does not just affect Primus. In fact, it affects all of reality. Every single living thing in the entire Ether multiverse is affected by this cycle, meaning that the Great War always happens, the Earth always gets destroyed by Maxis, in both Moon and eventually buried when he destroys the entire planet. Dimension 63 is doomed a horrible fate indefinitely because of the actions of Primus Richtofen at the end of Shadows of Evil, and so on and so forth. It is a massive loop of death, destruction, and suffering. And not only do we have that at play, but the entire fabric of reality at that point in time is completely screwed because of the journey of Primus through Origins to the end of Revelations. Every time they jump and create a fracture, that is like taking a hammer to a mirror and splintering the Ether. That's why Monty even had to jump in and try to fix things in the first place. And something else we have is that Primus and Ultimus and every other iteration of those four characters is directly bound to the Ether via the elemental shard that was done by Ultimus Richtofen at the Siberia facility way before the cycle was even a thing. So, with that in mind, the Ether has a sort of sentience. It knows it must continue. It wants to continue its existence, and it's going to do anything in its power to do that. In fact, this is what even leads to the fractures, because every time they do something that irreparably changes history, it will retroactively correct itself. That way it can continue. So this is what eventually leads to Tag Der Toten. Why it has to go the way that it does. Our characters want to destroy the cycle, this vicious, endless loop of suffering that encompasses everyone and themselves. But to do this, they need to destroy the Ether, and by doing this, they have to destroy themselves. So if you could understand all that, hopefully now you see that the ending of Tag wasn't just so the kids could have a normal life. It was so everyone could have a shot at having a normal life. to create a reality that was completely free of this connective force that the ether was, this multiverse, this cycle, and everything that came with it. Right, so that's basically the gist of everything you see over here in the ether column. Now, looking over to the dark ether column, you have this Venn diagram looking thing. That is our normal world on the left and the dark ether on the right. And if you notice, all these little pinpricks here that I have dotted over our world is representative of outbreak zones. And there's nothing else, because that's all there is. It's our world and the dark ether. And these little pinpricks are much more manageable than everything that was going on over on the left side. That's why it's not pointless. Because while, yes, the zombies have returned, we are now free of all this extra baggage from the ether storyline. We don't have a cycle. The entire fabric of reality is no longer screwed because it's not bound to the souls of 4 men. Everything has a actual shot at life here, and the only thing that's going on is these little tiny pinpricks that can easily be managed. Right, so with that said, I think I've gotten my point across here. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. So, thank you for watching this video. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, please consider leaving a like on this video and also subscribing to our YouTube channel. And if you want even more COD lore related content, please consider checking out our Twitter account, COD Lore Facts. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.